Hey y'all, good morning. I'm gonna do a short and sweet video. I'm upstairs, honey. I got so many folk in my house. I had to run upstairs to my guest bedroom, which used to be Lady T's old bedroom when she lived at home. So I'm gonna be upstairs here in this room. I'm gonna get over here in this chair right here, and I'm going to record just a little something to update y'all. Cause it seems like the lights are getting ready to go out. Got some good news about Tansy, so hang on just a minute. I'm going to get over here in this chair and we're going to talk about it. Hey, y'all, I'm back. Just want to sit down a little bit and talk to y'all about just a couple of things during this storm day. So just come on in, sit back, relax, and hang out with me for a few minutes. Hopefully, my phone will cooperate today. As I told you, I'm upstairs, what is now a guest bedroom. This used to be Tanya's old room where she lived at home. And of course, she's back and she's staying here these few days. You know, Tanya, she's always got something going on. So she said to me that did it bring back the nostalgia of her being here? So I said, girl, come on here. Don't start none, won't be none. So anyway, it's good to have your children around you, family anyway, family, friends, children, whomever. It's good to have them around, especially when things like this is happening with the weather and we're uncertain because our flesh is uncertain in any situation. But we also have to be assured and being faithful to what we know God can do for us. So I'm not going to keep you long because we're still storm watching. The lights have already flickered to about 10 minutes ago. So we're hopeful that the lights will be only a flicker and we don't have to worry about being without any electricity. My back's itching. But anyway, I'm just going to get right to it. Last Sunday, I believe it was, I shared with you a sermon that my pastor so eloquently brought, and it has just made an impression on my life. And he wasn't my pastor; he was a visiting pastor, and his topic was God's providence, which means God will provide. And as he went on to get into the text, he talked about the Abraham story about how when he took his son up into the mountains, the son inquired about the sacrifice, and Abraham's reply to him is that God will provide. And throughout the week after that Sunday, I kept pondering that thing. I thought that was powerful to me. It just stuck with me, and it's still with me today. I had now Sunday when I was in church. Just to be honest with you, I guess I had not paid attention because, as you know, as I was talking to you all when I was cooking during the week, we were praying for Mississippi, Alabama, New Orleans, the folk all out in California because they were going through inclement weather. Well, I guess I was so deep into that, I lost sight of the fact that we had an impending storm coming here. So sometimes when we're going through a storm and we're blessing others, God will take our attention away from that. So I didn't realize until Tuesday of this week about this impending storm or the significance of it. My neighbor was at the grocery store at the same time I was, and she inquired, "Are you getting water, Miss Howell?" I said, "Well, no, I got a water filter. I don't do the water thing because I pay for a filter to filter my own water." And she said, "Well, you're not going to get any extra for the storm." And I said, "What storm?" And she gave me this look like, "Come on, Miss Howell." And it was at that moment I realized just that when somebody else is going through a storm, it's good sometimes to chime in on them so you're not so taken in by what's going on around you. So I thank God that I was not contemplating or anticipating because here's why. My daughter Tansy works out of town in New Bern, North Carolina, was where she had got a call to go do a job, and she works with hospice people, uh, hospice clients, and I thought, well, good, because she'll be gone for 4 days. So, of course, when you're in a certain profession, that's what you want to be able to work and make your money. And so she was excited, and she had made arrangements not to be at her other job because this home health care pays pretty good. And we were all excited. She had some work done on the car, and I had just dropped her off to pick up the car, and she was on her way. Okay, now, in my mind, I'm thinking, had I known about the impending storm, I would have been doing all I could do to keep her from going to where I knew that there was going to be a real bad storm happening. Had no concept of that at that moment. I just simply told her, based on the things she had gone with her car, be careful. God bless you. Love you. See you when you get back. And she left on out of here. And as the time went on, the news kept coming about the storm because I don't do a lot of news. I look at news one time a week to keep up. Um, so I just thank God that I was not all inundated with all this storm stuff because I would have been really worried ahead of time or going over it, pondering it ahead of time. So God knows what's best for each one of us based on how He made us. So by now, um, the storm is raging. And guess where it's raging at? In New Bern, North Carolina. It's raging to the point where water is up to car doors. Houses have water up to the windows, in some areas over their heads and all this kind of thing. I'm thinking, but my child was in the midst of that. And I said, you know what? That scripture came back. God will provide. So I had to now I have to be in the frame of mind that no matter what happens, it will happen in God's time and under His control. So I can't worry. So I continue to encourage and pray for those who are in harm's way, including my own daughter, my own family here, because we don't know yet to this moment how the weather's going to turn out here because we have that impending flooding. The wind is blowing pretty much. The trees, we can look outside and see the trees swaying, the lights are flickered. But my child is down the road about an hour and 15 minutes away. Where she cannot get out of there because she's caring for someone who is gravely ill and they can't get out of there. She's on a third floor condo. And I talked to her the day before yesterday. Didn't talk to her yesterday. Okay, her phone is out, and so the person she's working for, phone was working okay. So she called me first thing this morning to let me know. She said, Mom, I'm looking out the window. I'm okay. Everything's good. Now, backtrack a little bit. Tony's friend, Lisa, is from New Bern, so her entire family pretty much they evacuated New Bern. And Lisa has been showing me around town in these different areas that she's familiar with how the flooding is going and how these places have been overtaken. And this is underwater, that's underwater. Even the local news broadcasting building that's right near where Tansy is, they had to evacuate because the water overtook them. And so I said, well, Tansy, and I'm telling her all this. So she said, Mom, I can look right out the window now and I can see that building where the news office is. And she said, yeah, there's a lot of water. She said, well, around my building, Mama, I promise you there's no water setting, not build up. She said, I can see my car. There's no water up to the doors on my car. There's no water up to the doors on my client's car. So she said, for now, I'm okay. And I had also told her yesterday, I said, now, Tans, I'm just going to say this to you because I love you and I want you to be safe. I want everybody to be safe. I said, but you're my daughter. And I have to say this. Just make sure that the authorities know that you're in that building and that if anything happens, like, extensive flooding, and you have to get out of there, you can basically only save yourself. You can't save two other people. You can't put them on your back and swim out with them. I said the best you can do is just whisper a little prayer and try to get yourself out of harm's way. And that's truly the way I felt about it. All the time, you have these people's best interests at heart. Make sure the authorities are notified and you get out of there as best you can because she's a great swimmer. And I said, because even me, if I could drive down to you where the water is, I couldn't jump in the water and save you because I can't swim, unfortunately. And so she said, okay, Mom, this was yesterday. So when we're talking today, she kept saying, Mom, I'm okay, I'm okay. But I know she wanted to be home because she said, well, where's everybody else? Is Kareem with you? I said, yep, Kareem is her son. And of course, Karan, her older son, is in California. God bless his little sweetheart. He's vacationing with his friend. And then Tony and Tanya are here. And the two of the grandchildren, one great-grand and one grandchild is here. They chose to be here with us. So she said, oh, so everybody's there with you, Mom? I said, yeah. I said, we're good. Everybody's here. She said, oh, okay. So I could, hear in her voice that she would love to have been here. Because Tansy is a tough one. But still, in our family is family. Crisis situation is crisis situation. So she does well under pressure. And I thank God for that. But I said all that to say this. When you are in a situation where your loved ones are in some kind of danger or in harm's way, we have to learn how to trust God to do what He does. Because us in and of ourselves, if that water comes to flood, it could come flooding through Goldsboro for all I know. All we can do is what God allows us to do. So I'm not getting all upset about it, but I'm wise enough to know that you do have to make preparation for things. Like for instance, I went and bought water, extra food, bread, chip, all this kind of stuff. That's preparation. That's being wise, and you sort of using your noggin, as my mom used to say. So we have to prepare, but at the same time, we can't get so, like I said, so heavily bound that we're no earthly good. So I don't want to get into that mode of, whoa, this and all that. Sure, I feel some kind of way about that's my youngest child, about my baby girl being down there in Newbern, and she's not right up the street where she ain't bugging me about come pick me up or I'll be there in a minute or whatever. She's an hour and 15 minutes away, and based on the water, she just will be in Hong Kong somewhere. So right now she can't get out, and we can't get in there to her. So we're gonna trust God that He's gonna bring her through this storm, the same as He's going to bring us through the storm. So for all of you all who have loved ones in harm's way, and shout out to, I'm horrible with remembering names, but for each one of you all who have some kinfolk in Duplin County and in the Kinston area and in Virginia, shout out to you all that God is in control and He will provide whatever each one of us need based on the faith that we have in what God can do in our lives. So just want to share that briefly with you, and just to let you know that me and my family are fine for right now. Tony and Tanya, they're downstairs aggravating each other like they do when they get together. Lisa's downstairs with them. Lauren and Man are downstairs. Tania, my other granddaughter, she's with her mom. Norrica's with his mom. So we're all okay. Kareem is running through here eating or doing something. So we're doing good. Miss Bentley is fine. I think she went on maybe either to Raleigh or Virginia. Barbara is at her house. She said unless it gets really, really what she thinks is going to get bad, she may come over later. But we're all good. So for those of you who know some of us that hang out here, we're good. My next door neighbor is good. Called her this morning. Called another friend. Called my other neighbor. In fact, Cynthia's fine. I see cars in her yard. So we're doing what we do. We are gathering and we're praying and watching and hoping and trusting for the best for this storm. So I encourage you to do the same thing if you're in harm's way, or again, if you have loved ones that are in harm's way. I didn't video breakfast this morning. What did we eat for breakfast? Oh, okay. I just scrambled up some eggs and sausage with cheese and just put it all together, not in an omelet, but I just did an egg scramble, and I did myself an omelet. And we had bagels and cream cheese and some coffee, so we're good. Not sure. I threatened that this morning that I wasn't cooking, but I ended up before I knew I was cooking. So we're just doing quick foods like that to sustain us, and hopefully, the electricity won't go out, so we won't have to scramble to try to cook up a lot of stuff, and then get it all cooked up. We have to preserve it. So just continue to pray for us. Keep those prayers going up for us. As well as for yourself and for your neighbors and your friends and your family. So those blessings will continue to come down. Again, the weather is right now is quiet. It has rained severely. It rained a lot. But for right now, the weather is doing real good. It's calm. It's like calm before the storm. If I can get myself together, I'm going to try to take the camera and just walk to the door and let you see what it looks like. Of course, it's rainy and it's gray, and the wind was blowing. It seems kind of still and quiet now, but just to chime in to say hey to y'all this morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope y'all are cooking up something good to eat. You know what I'm saying? I might make some brownies for them later on. But other than that, we're just going to kick back and watch and pray for the remainder of the day. So love you guys. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can. Let me put this pad down. And I'm going to take my little camera and try to go down the stairs with it. And see if I can let you see what it looks like downstairs. Let's see. Let's get. I'm all the way upstairs. Let's see. Let's go. Okay. Let me turn the camera this way so you know who won't try to say don't film me. Cause I'm not decent. I ain't gonna film me. I just want to go to the door here. Tanya, are you at the door, darling? Sugar, sweet, love girl. Stop it, stop it. It's Pangy. Okay, I'm at the door. Oh, my rain boots. Oh my, it is still raining. It's just I couldn't hear it upstairs. But this is what it's like outside my door right now. I'm barefoot now. See, this is my favorite thing. I love my feet in the rain. Y'all see all that rain? All my neighbors. They get their yards full of cars. Everybody's huddled up together. And we're close enough to each other. If we have to run across the street, we can do that too. So we're just praying and trusting God through this storm. But this is what it's looking like in my neighborhood today. That rain, look at that, how that rain, how hard that rain's coming down. That's off the side of the house there. Isn't that something? You see, the neighbors shouldn't see. I don't have those are my crepe myrtles. I don't have those big tall trees like my neighbors do. So, anywho, y'all, I just wanted to tune in with y'all and let y'all see what's going on in the Howell neighborhood. Okay, so I'm going to get back in. The water is splashing all over me. But the water feels so good and soothing and so warm. Look at the kids down there. All right, my poor being like a, I don't know what down there. So anyway, we're just doing what we do, y'all. Are y'all filmable in here? I'm not filming you. I ain't filming you. I ain't filming you. I ain't filming you. She want me to film. Okay, y'all, as I was saying, the children, Tony and Lisa is up here. We just finished dinner. Not dinner, I'm sorry, but breakfast. So you can see everybody's well. All is well.
Yes. Hello, hello.
So, Kareem, can I video you? You look like Caesar. Kareem is down here eating his breakfast. He's dressed up like Caesar. Okay, y'all. So I'm getting ready to go. I'm messing with him. And Tanya's working. We ain't gonna mess with her. So anyhow, love you guys. Stay safe. Thank y'all for the prayers and for the encouragement. Keep those prayers going up now, so those blessings will continue to come down and keep us. All right. Love y'all. Toodaloo.